Good morning everyone. It is so good to be able to share with you once again. I do hope you're keeping well. Yesterday I watched what I can only describe as a very challenging documentary. It was by a guy called Roman Kemp. It was on BBC and you can catch it up on BBC iPlayer. It's called The Silent Emergency and it's regarding male mental health. And Roman had a friend who relatively recently committed suicide, and he was trying to get to grips and understand why, what might be going on in that person's life, and also more than anything how he could prevent that happening to any other of his friends. Really challenging. Some of the stories on there are very, very sad and challenging and difficult to hear. And that got me thinking about something else that happened recently. Tom, my youngest son, came to us and said a friend of his was asking, he believes there's a God, but what makes Christianity different from any other religion? He wants to look at the right religion, and how does he know Christianity is it? And one of the big things we said, one of the big differences from Christianity from any other faith, is that our God chose to become human here on earth as Jesus, and became that sacrifice that enables us to have that relationship with him. No other religion does that, and that means that our God knows what it's like to be a person, to be a human, and that sets us apart from many others. And as part of him then becoming human, becoming a person, he had all the same challenges that we have. That includes physical and mental issues. You only got to read the Gospel of Mark to see how Jesus was an emotional person. He was frustrated, he was angry, and you can read and see how leading up to the crucifixion, how he was hugely challenged by what he had to do. Our God knows what it's like to be us. He understands what it's like to be us. He has lived a human life and he understands the challenges that we all go through, and that's a real comfort to me, that he knows, he understands everything that goes on in our life, and he has an experience of that no other religion, no other faith can say they've had. So on this devotion, I'd like to set you two challenges. Number one, if you are struggling from a mental health point of view, please do go and get help. Go and see your GP. It's vitally important that you do. And as much as if you broke your leg, you will go and see your GP or go to the hospital. Even more so if you are struggling with your mental health, so you also must go and get help. Secondly, one thing that Roman Kemp said at the end of the documentary, a really challenging thing I thought, he said, when you ask somebody, how are you, ask them twice. Because the second time it's much more difficult to give a fob-off answer, to give a general answer. When you get asked the second time, you're more likely to get a real answer. So that was a real challenge, and I'll challenge you, everyone listening to this today, that you too will ask that question twice. When you ask somebody, how are you, ask them a second time and see what the difference in answer is you get. I hope that challenges you. God bless you, and speak to you again very soon.